achieving a university degree is no easy task. There are very many factors involved and there are challenges. Part of those challenges are what we are discussing here today, trying to address those challenges that different university students are going through. With me on set is Anthony Njenga, who is a counseling psychologist.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the program.
I'm so humbled to be here, and it's a privilege to be here to share about today's topic. Yes, and I'm so glad.
Karibu, and on the other end of the studio we have university students from different campuses across the country. So if you can introduce yourself right from that end.
Yes, thank you very much for hosting us. I'm Laban Masharia. I really appreciate to be in the show, and I'm looking forward to have a fruitful deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much for having us today. My name is Darren Hart from the University of Nairobi, a student in the School of College of Architecture and Engineering.
So the roads, the construction, the roads, they have an interest for you. Okay, yes?
I'm grateful to be here. I am Field Marshal Kuria from the University of Nairobi. Asante.
Okay, Karibu.
I'm Julius Naliku Okundi from the University of Nairobi. I'm grateful to join the conversation.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here again. I'm Clinton Ogutu from the University of MKU, main campus Thika.
And welcome to the program. It's an all-gentleman show. I don't know why it was hard to get female students to come on board. I don't know, you guys, maybe next time we can bring them over as we have them. So Ogutu, we'll just start from there. What are some of the main challenges? I know there's a whole list from insecurity to the love triangles that have gone amiss.
Yes.
And we have tragic deaths. But as at MKU, what are some of the challenges that you're facing?
Yeah, sure. We have been having challenges before, but I guess according to me, the biggest challenge right now is online studying for students. Now that most of the students are not in school, some are studying from home, so we have those students who attend classes and there are some who are studying from home and they cannot afford themselves to stay in school. They can maybe access the school connectivity, internet accessibility. I think COVID-19 in relation to online studying is the major challenge that I can say MKU is facing.
Okay, and I will come to you, Anthony, at this moment. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic has been around for now over 1.5 years.
Exactly, yeah.
And it has posed a great challenge, especially to students. Because they had to now learn from home, the online learning.
Yes.
Which again, not everyone has access to. I know schools have tried to come in to help curb the issue.
Exactly.
But you get already just the change of environment, the learning process is now different.
Yeah.
So that effect on a student, how can we address it?
What I can say on this, the challenge, as Ogutu said, about the online studying and this COVID-19 pandemic, all I can say is, this situation in tuko sahi, this pandemic, we cannot change about it. It's a pandemic that iko hapa. We have to accept the fact that it's here, and no matter the challenges, we should just try and cope with them. We can't do much because sasa tukisema we bring back the physical learning, it will be a challenge. Mind you, there's this new COVID-19 Delta wave, so it will be a big challenge. So I think we'll just have to cope with the much that we can, and there are leaders in school. They can address that issue probably to the administration or to the officials in school or stuff like that, and at least they can try. And if they don't work on it, I think they can just try and start. They start from somewhere, and I know this COVID-19 will come to an end. And despite the issues, we just have to accept that our lives comes first. We can't just bring the physical learning. We just have to try, despite the challenges of the online studying. We just have to cope and try in the best way possible that we can. Yeah.
And let's talk about adjusting. You said that we have to adjust. Now this is the new normal.
The new normal.
But again, it's not easy for everyone.
Yes.
We're not all the same.
Exactly.
It could be easier for others.
Yes.
But now, how do you go about it?
Adjusting the new normal.
Yeah.
It's a matter of yourself. Wewe mwenyewe as an individual, how do you perceive this pandemic, this situation that we are in? How do you perceive it? are you positive about it that it's going to end? You know, the positivity mindset should be number one thing. You know, if you're a person who perceives this pandemic, you know, the people who perceive that haitaisha, it is here to stay. Now we have this. It's the third. It has a third new name. You know, so we first of all, you as an individual, you have to accept, and we first have to accept that it is here with us, and it's you as a person now to just look at things the way they are, despite the difficulties. Just have a positive mindset and try and do things in a way that we mwenyewe unafiona. You see, like the university student, you might be studying, and let's say, for example, you're doing is it architect, civil engineering. Yes, you might be doing civil engineering, and maybe there is an opportunity huko nje imetokea job kidogo unaweza fanya hata kama si civil engineering. You might get an experience. So at least try new things. Don't be dwelling useme, now that I have now that I'm doing degree or masters in civil engineering or whichever course, I will have to stick with this course, and I will not push myself to limits and try and do something else. Because if you stay in our comfort zone, trust you me, we will remain there. So at least push yourself as a student, have that mindset, have that positivity yourself as a person. You know yourself, then assess yourself and say, now that I'm studying this course, now that maybe I have graduated with this course, now will I just stay there with my degree, with my master's, waiting for the job that I have studied for? Or will I push myself to limits that when I hear a job not related to what I've studied, I'll try and do. I'll just get training and at least try and do. Let's not, as students, if you're watching me and those who are here, let's not try and stay in our comfort zone that sasa juu mimi niko na degree ya so and so whichever course, sasa nitaka tu hapo nikingojeanga kazi ya course yangu. You can do something, not only another job. You can try out your talents, your hobbies. Maybe you are best at dancing, maybe hauko una realize. Try something that will at least not haita ku occupy mind. You know, now when you say now you will now stick ama COVID-19 itakuingia, this pandemic, that you will stay in your comfort zone. Now that's where people, students, get into mental health illnesses. Anaanza kutumia drug and substance abuse, anaanza kuji-involve na things, yani inakuwa too difficult for them. They don't accept the fact that it is here. First of all, you need to accept that this COVID-19 pandemic is here. It is not going to stay, yes, but it is here for now. So what are you doing about it? Are you just staying on your comfort zone, or are you pushing yourself to limits that you can do something else that can benefit yourself? Don't be relying on the help money. Don't be relying on your parents' money, but at least you as a person, what are you doing?
What do you have in your hands?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
And we have an engineer in the making.
Yes.
So if you can just get a mic and the practicals, the kind of course that you're doing largely involves a lot of practical as well. So how has that been? Has that been a challenge at this time during the pandemic?
Okay, at the University of Nairobi, it has not been a challenge because the lot that is doing practicals and that is going to the field out there, they are given space in school to do that. But what I can say is that COVID-19, when it came, I want to say that the reason why we build umbrellas is for them to keep us going despite the rains. Staying stagnant is what we shouldn't do. Exactly. Because stagnant water smells.
Exactly.
So, as much as we are doing our best to be in school and to do all these things, I'm here to blame the government because the government has not put a lot of effort into the education sector. I say this because when we are learning online, the Ministry of ICT, where is it to provide network to deprived areas? Where is the Ministry of Education? Why is it increasing fees for these students who are struggling with COVID-19? So it is the part of the government to play also so that we keep this ball together. That's what I can say for now.
Okay, thank you. And it is a difficult time to be a student right now. You know that the campus life, the experience is different.
Yes.
For others, you know, there's an order of how things used to be, but now there's a lot of changes. Do you guys feel like you don't really get the campus experience, and does that affect you? If you can let me know.
Yes, sure we feel. For example, when we are at home, we have been having several challenges, and one of them is mental and emotional health. It has been a challenge, and so many students have opted to go into drug and substance abuse, because at home we have all the time. For example, in University of Nairobi, we have been having mentorship. The department have been addressing these problems. Even if we are at homes, we have been having some online classes on the issues to do with mentorship. So we can say that we are well catered for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe from another university, say you, the question of drugs and substance abuse, which is very rampant across universities, is it affecting your school?
Yeah, definitely. Many of the universities, including mine, which is Kisii University, is being affected by the issue of drug and substance abuse, bearing in mind that we are living in very abnormal circumstances. And many of the students, they have been tortured psychologically by the COVID pandemic, because many of the students have been taken to universities by the society and their poor parents. So it's becoming very difficult even to be sustained at the university. So many of the students, they are opting to go for the drugs because they are depressed. There is no money for consumption. There is no money for fees. And our government, at one particular time, we can say that it's really not making efforts, because if you look at the issue of help money it's really getting delayed. So the students who are hopeful on that money, they are getting depressed. For instance, someone is having a balance of some fees and you're really relying on that help, it comes late. So you get depressed and you engage in this drug and substance abuse. So what we are requesting, or what we are doing in our university, you set up a counseling wing where you're trying to engage those students who are depressed. You set up an office where these students, they can come and get addressed the issues there. Then we as the student leaders, we are also trying to lobby from outside. The county governments, the national government, the NGOs, they help us, with some funds, which we can use to sort some small challenges at our level, because those are the challenges which are really making students, engage in drug and substance abuse. So the issue of drug is really rampant in many of the universities in Kenya. Here.
Okay, and Anthony, we know
Yes.
that the COVID-19 has presented a lot of these new challenges.
Yes.
Like drug abuse and a lot of even mental illnesses.
Depression, yeah.
Yes, have been recorded.
Yes.
Very high, increasingly during
yeah.
this period.
Exactly.
So again, we go back to that, handling the longer times. There's a lot of idle time.
Yeah.
So then what?
When you're idle. Nelima, what I'd say is this. I know there are a lot of drug and substance abuse in the universities, but one thing I want to tell the students who are watching me and those who are here, what do you do? Well, I want to ask you a question. What do you do? Let me ask this sir here. What do you do on your free time? Wakati hauko shule, wakati hauna classes, wakati uko too free, what do you do on your free time?
I go to the gym.
The gym.
I lift weights.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I do a lot of jogging.
That's a good one.
Exactly. You see now, for him when he's free, what I'm trying to say is this: try as much as possible that usikuwe na ile idleness that you hauna kitu ya kufanya at a particular time, because your mind, once you're idle, once you're lonely, you are idle, your mind will be thinking of mbona nisiende nijaribu bangi, nisiende nijaribu cocaine, heroin. But once vile amesema akiwa free time, hana classes and stuff like that, anaenda gym, at least anainua weights. That energy pia inakuwa the mind is now the mind is what controls what we do. Yeah. The mind is what controls, kama ni vile unaenda gym, the mind is what tells the mind inaambia body that now it's time for physical exercise. But once you're lonely, once you're alone, now the mind will be like, sasa uko lonely, what shall you do? An idle mind is the devil's workshop. So once you're lonely, vitu mingi zitakam kwa akili zako. You'll be thinking of doing things. Kama issue moja, apart from drug and substance abuse, which is as a result of mental health, is masturbation, which is also a challenge. So once you're idle, once you're lonely, at least engage in something that you do. At least if it's gym, kama unapenda swimming, unapenda stuff, let's say you love drawing or stuff like that, engage in something that haitakupata ukiwa lonely, ukifeel now you don't have people to be with. Now a challenge inakujanga to these people who are called introverts or melancholic. These are the people who introverts, the people wenye watakangi ku involve na watu.
To themselves.
Yes, now that's where the challenge comes, because introverts hawananga that high self-esteem. They are afraid. Hawana ile self-confidence to now come out and say now, mimi, I don't know what to do. I don't have classes. Mimi, I don't know what's my talent. I don't know what I can do. Now they don't have, because now watu wanapenda kujiekea. They don't want to be around people and stuff. Now the challenge comes into them, because now to them maybe you get, if you're watching me and you know someone who, kwa mabeshte wako wote, ama your classmates or stuff like that, you know someone mwenye hananga story, hapendi kwa outgoing and stuff like that, at least try and reach out to them. Ask them if they're okay. You know, these people might be, trust you me Nilima, it is very difficult kujua issue ya introvert, because these people will be like, mi napenda tu kukaa. So unajua nakuanga tu hivyo, you might be thinking ako sawa cause ni karakta yake. So what now should be there now is you as university students, if they're your classmates ama if they're your friends, just reach out to them, ask them if they're okay. You know, mi nasemanga kitu moja, it doesn't cost you anything to text that high message to your classmate or your friend. It won't hurt at any point, you know. Hata kama si introvert, any friend, you know, the people right now, a lot of people are going through a lot. As you just said, numbers are rising, suicide cases are rising. There are more than 480, you know. It is so sad that nowadays, in this particular pandemic, university students more so ndo wanapatanga, these students wanapatanga issues mingi sana, mental health issues na kwa mob sana. People are building up stress. Maybe let's say for example, sahi ako home anasomea, maybe hata kama ni online, but wazazi, the pressure. Wewe ni mtu mkubwa, university student ako 25, unakaa kwa nyumba, mnaenda kazi, you know, that kind of pressure. So huyo kama kijana ana feel pressure juu mzazi amemwambia anakaaje nyumbani na ako 25 na ako university, so inakuwa challenge, inampea pressure. Maybe let's say for example, the student or the person hana mse mwenye anaweza mconnect to something to do or stuff like that, yeah. So inakuanga a challenge sana.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'd want to know, maybe from the gentleman at the back, yes, do you feel like your school administration is doing enough to oversee issues of mental health?
Yeah, as I had stated earlier, I'm from the University of Nairobi. Yeah, I feel my institution is trying its best. Yeah, I've seen them roll out programs, the virtual meetings, trying to talk about mental health. Actually, it is always there like once a month to talk on matters mental health. For the needy students who also are greatly affected in this, because you find that the same people providing back at home, they're the same people still looking for their school fees. At the same time, they are also looking for upkeep money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is also some. The school is also looking at them, like the school is covering them. There's amount the school is paying for them for the school fee. So my school, the institution that is the University of Nairobi, matters to do with mental health. It is trying its best, though it has not perfected it, but with time, you know, with the pandemic and everything,
Yes.
people are still trying to catch up and see on what they can do with it. Yeah.
Okay. Ogutu, and what is it like at MKU?
In MKU, the situation is, you know, if I may ask a question, right now we have different bodies. Like we have the TSC for teachers, we have NAT, KMPDU, the people with the disabilities, they have a body, albinism. So I wonder why it's a different case when it comes to students. So the government is exercising a very poor structural leadership to students. If maybe we had a body registered by the government, recognized and funded by the students, or maybe because we paying the taxes, so we're only expecting this government to use our taxes. They form a body. Students will elect in leaders. These leaders are the people who can represent what our students. You saw today I was from Thika. I saw matatu owners crying the other day. And right now we are using the matatus just like we used to use, maybe we used to use them. Yes, full capacity. So not getting the point as to why you people are to tell us if we release students to campus, it's a different thing from what we're seeing from the matatus, because I even saw the other week international flights, people are using the flights as they were used to use them. So I don't know why this government, when it comes to student issues, that's where they draw the line. The only thing they know is to tell students that we have a pandemic, now you can maybe go around, sensitize people. So are we taken for a ride? Because if they want us to go around to sensitize people, then let them even allocate money that these students can get allowance. That's part of job creation for the students, rather than the idleness that we are seeing around, if they cannot release students back to the institution. Finally, it's an issue which is more of an healthy, it's an issue which is more of a food crisis than an healthy crisis, as we are speaking right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on that note, we take a very short break right here on The Big Idea. I am Nancy Nalima. Do stay with Look Up TV. We'll be back to talk about the challenges that are facing university students as of right now in the wake of COVID-19. Don't go too far.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we'll be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
You guys have to tweet about this. What phone is this? Hey, looks good. How much is it? You haven't heard of the Optiven offer? No. I must squeeze you invest too. Optiven has this amazing offer. If you make a commitment of 900k in any of their value-added projects, you get rewarded with a cool smartphone, bro.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. The hashtag is Big Idea. With me, Nancy Nalima, and today in the program, we're talking about the challenges that university students are facing in the country right now. With me on set is Anthony Njenga,
Yes.
who is a counseling psychologist, and on the far end, we have university students. And welcome back.
Thank you so much.
To this second part of the show.
Thank
And now I want us to talk about the issue of insecurity. And with this inroad, we've heard of the two Kianja Koma brothers who were murdered or were killed allegedly in the hands of police when they were in police custody.
Yeah.
And that has raised a lot of outrage in the social media space. And these were university students. So I would just want to hear from you, maybe you're good if you can start from there. This is not the first time that two students' lives have been lost in the hands of police officers who who are supposed to protect them actually. So what are your views on the same?
Yes, maybe it's an habit, as we are speaking. The police officers they are protected more than maybe they are exercising power or maintaining law and order to the students or even common mwananchi, leave alone the students, because we're only talking of a case which happened recently for the two students. But even before, I've seen a case where students have gone to the administration to complain maybe of places where there is insecurity. Like I can say, there are common places where there is insecurity. We know in JKUAT there is gate B. You cannot even pass there right now. We know in KU there is KM, the railway place. MKU, we know the Kiganja place, Engine, and so many other campuses. The government is aware of these places, but they cannot even install police posts maybe on those places. Students are getting killed. The only problem that we are facing from the police officers, we get students, they have addressed the issue to student leaders. Student leaders have written a lot of memos to the administration. The administration ignores, because nowadays it's business. Most of the administration, what they mind is, you just die, they give you a school bus, and then we are done. You're no longer someone who's going to be useful in the institutions, which is very bad. If you take that issue, maybe the county commissioner, I've seen a case where students have requested for a permit to do peaceful demonstration. Peaceful demonstration. You know, we're intellectuals. We know what the word peaceful means. But why should the same police officer, you know, if you have a permit, police officers should only appear to protect you guys because you have a permit to do peaceful demonstrations. But the same people who are giving you a permit, they're the same people who are coming to intimidate you, beat students, rape students. It's a bad picture from the police officers, and I think it's time. Maybe there is someone who had said in Parliament that now we should apply grading system to our police officers. Let's not make the job of police officers be like it's for school dropouts or people fail exams. It's time if you fail, then you rather go and join a polytechnic or a technical course more than giving those people very dangerous things that they are already handling right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know that there are many riots. Students riot a lot of times. That's how they voice their opinions when they want to demand, say, the decrease of school fees and many other things. Yes. And so many lives have been lost again through those riots and demonstrations. So how different then can students address issues?
I guess it's very difficult for students to address issues minus riots, because before something gets into a point of demonstration, believe you me, it must be an issue that maybe student leaders have written a lot of memos and letters to the administration, and the administration goes ignoring.
Okay.
Letters to the government, they go ignoring. Then that's when you guys come into a point of, let's make this public. Let's make people realize what's happening here.
Okay. And from Kisii University, how do you handle these demonstrations and riots and maybe prevent injuries and possibly even deaths?
Definitely what we've been doing, we've been trying to embrace dialogue, and our administration for the last 4-5 years. It have been really reasoning, and we've been able to solve our issues democratically. But for the other cases for the other universities in Kenya, you find that some of the administrations, they are not ready to listen to the student leadership. And the student leaders, they only apply the language which Africans most understand, which is the riot. But I also blame the government because when there are demonstrations, as my colleague said, we do take permits as student leaders, and we take them from the police posts or the patrol bases. When we take the permits, we are supposed to be protected. Like, for instance, the strike that happened in the year 2016 at my university. 2 of the students were shot, and 1 of them died. You see? So we have had rogue police officers, though not all. And definitely we cannot run away from saying that these challenges which the country is facing right now, even these police officers, they are also human beings. They are having the mental challenges. So it's the responsibility of the government to ensure that they have numerous trainings, numerous seminars for these police officers, such that they can learn and be in a position to know how to interact with the common mwananchi. Yeah.
Okay. And engineer in the making, talk to us about how you address issues at University of Nairobi.
Okay, first of all, I must say that before the students go to streets, they have done their boardroom work. You engage the administration, you go again engage them, you call the people that you need to call them. When it's not answered, that is when the students go to the street. And the comrades are wise. They get the permit from the regional commander, but when the police come, they should come to protect us. But when they come to provoke us instead. And when they provoke us, because we understand that an injury to one comrade is an injury to all.
To all of you, yes.
Yeah. So when they bring the war, we always take the war to them, because it's not ours. We are third world country, right? But what I can say, for us to be first world country, this is free advice to the government of Kenya, to the president, is give the police free education. Why do I say so? Because demonstration is a right that is enshrined in the Constitution. So these police should be given a chance to study criminal law, to study psychology, to study other related courses, so that there won't be unlawful arrests. There won't be unlawful throwing of tear gas to students.
So they can know how to handle the situation even better.
Yeah, so for us to be first world country, first of all, the police should be given free education. Yeah.
Okay, and you want to weigh in? Okay, yes, sure. Very briefly.
Okay, as my colleague have said, the police are the one who bring wars to us, because we are intellectuals. Institutions of higher learning, we are intellectuals, and what we do, we give an active presentation, because we address the issues of the societal trends. Because we do as a privilege to the parents and siblings and the community which have brought us to school, so we must represent them. So what we do, we have freedoms, freedom of expression, freedom of conscience and opinion, and that's what we do. In University of Nairobi, mega demonstrations have happened in a situation where we have had students killed in the shot inside the premises of the university. First of all, we know that students are not allowed to hold guns. So it means that we have some rogue police officers who come to invoke students to riot. And when we do it within the inside. We do it around all the environment of the UN. So we are the one who comes. In fact, they come inside our school and they are not allowed. So we do it in a very peaceful way. But then we can say that we are the one who we are the police who come to riot. Yeah.
Okay, and Anthony,
Yes.
Addressing issues in a country like Kenya and most other countries in Africa, we seem to be inclined more to use force. Why do you think? Is it because our system has failed, so that now we have to actually go out in the streets for us to be heard? Or is it just a culture that we are used to using force in case we want to be heard?
I think one thing I can say is ni kama mazoea. Unajua, when you start something, ukianza kitu for the first time, the second time you do it, the third time you do it, it becomes mazoea, inakuwa a repeated thing that umezoea kufanya. So it's like, now like the case of the police officers, I like the way he said about free education, because these police officers, one of them has said that hawana masomo, wanachukuliwa in the police training and wanakuwa police officers without any certificate of any course. So it's high time actually they should go to school. I can support that, because most police officers, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the police mwenye alikuwa anaongeleshwa na certain guy na akasema kazi ni kuongea kizungu, mnaongea haelewi kizungu. You know, now if it reaches a point that the national language is Kiswahili and English, and a police officer doesn't know English, you know, what is that, you know? So another thing I'd say is that these police officers lack the counseling. Like hawapatangi ama the wale wakubwa wao hawapatangi time, wanachukua the police wanawapeleka kwa sessions, at least they wakuwe na ile sessions za counseling, because these people maybe wanatoka na issues zao za nyumbani wameileta kwa kazi, alafu sasa wakirayo tunapata wanatumia force, and these people actually they're not supposed to use live bullets, right? Wanafaa kutumia rubber bullets. You know, there's a case I don't know if it was sorted out, ya ule mtoto aliuliwa kwa balcony. That issue ilipoteleanga hivyo. You know, another issue na the two students when walikuwa shot, I had DC the DCs wa hiyo nini ama wale wakubwa hiyo station waliambiwa wapewe transfer, kumaanisha the police who shot this student wako around, right? Sindo? So kama ni hawa wakubwa wameambiwa transfer, kumaanisha if the police are around the area, kumaanisha that thing might repeat itself because wamezoea. So it's high time actually the government should take much keen on taking these police officers to counseling, waongeleshwe at least, hata kama ni watu wazima.
Is there anything that they can do perhaps in their approach?
For the students, I can say one of them has said that hakuna venye unaweza approach an issue bila riot, but I don't agree to that, because hata kama umetuma letters, hata kama umetuma several letters and stuff, how about you try a new thing apart from rioting? You guys are intellectual, right? So how about mketi chini kwa board mseme sasa hatuta strike, we'll try something else. Hatuta riot, we'll try something else. Something way better yenye the administration watasema yenyewe these people tumezoea wakiriot, because now the administration wamezoea nyinyi mkiriot, right?
Yeah, but then before we got riot, we have tried dialogues, we have students that have addressed the issue.
So this is the final,
so it's the final stage.
That's what I'm saying. Umeshafanya kila kitu apart from rioting, which other way can you use ndo make sense kwa the administration? Maybe think about that apart from rioting. Wacha kuongelesha, umeongelesha, mmeweka kwa boardroom mara kadhaa, mmetuma letters kwa gava. Which other way can you use to?
We have used peaceful processions, whereby we are very peaceful and then we just walk, which is a right. But then we are being provoked. The police, they come to provoke us, and that's how it become a stampede. There will be rampage, and in the process, you know.
How about you guys, mwende kwa the principal or the director, mwende mkae hapo nyote mu line up kama ni ofisi zao na mtu hawatatoka kwa ofisi, but not striking.
maybe
because
that's
watakuwa tu hapo, at least they will be there seeing you that you guys are trying. You make noise, but don't riot, don't go out, don't break anything, just make noise kwa ofisi zao. Wakiita polisi wacha waite, lakini mko hapo.
You know, demonstration is an exhibition of something. So we have tried all these things, and then as you have said, our police officers are very brutal, and they prefer that way. I don't know.
so because they prefer it that way, so it's easy.
I think they have free tear gas, and probably they want to exercise their weapons.
But you know, this is Kenya. How about now you try and chip in kidogo, try kunini kwa funga macho na ka.
I don't think we should be advocating for that.
There is hope, because you know, we are being given a 21st century education. We have seen some progress, because corporal punishment have been it doesn't exist in the education system.
Yeah.
So it's a good progress, and we are hopeful. Yeah, when it comes to our time, then things will change.
Yeah.
Okay, and now let's move on. If you can pass the mic behind there, and want to address the issue of the love triangles, relationships. They have led to very many tragic deaths for campus students. So, and a colleague of mine was asking me today, actually, campus students old enough to get into committed relationships.
Okay. When we are addressing the issue of relationship at campus level, it is something very different from addressing relationship issue outside campus. As we were told before while we were growing up, that you should at least marry someone who is, you're at least older, or someone who is younger than you with at least 4 to 5 years. You know, ladies, they grow very fast. And even up here, they are always ahead, kinda, yeah? So
I
you
don't know if
find
they all
at
agree.
campus level, at campus level, you will find yourself dating someone more or less you are maybe older or younger, with 1 or 2 years. That will be the difference, yeah? This is someone out there who has potential. What he wants at that particular time is a wife, yeah? If you study the trend right now, people come back to marry campus students. You are a campus student over there, trying to fight for love with someone who is already earning outside there. That is where all this problem comes in. You started at the point where you say, it is all not to do with money and everything, yeah? But money must be in the equation. It is something you cannot do away with.
Okay.
After a while, you are dating, then you need a break. You need a break, why? Because you cannot fund your relationship. You cannot sustain the relationship. Yeah? Then during that break, someone comes in to pick from where you left it at. When you get back your cash, do you go back to the same person or you move on to the next? So it always revolves because you're dating your age mate. Yeah? Their needs. One thing parents don't know, once someone is in campus, there are some bills that are just there automatically. Yeah? Even the students themselves sometimes come to wonder where they are from. Your parent will be only budgeting for food.
Okay.
Yeah? Once you get to campus, you'll get it is not more of peer pressure. Maybe you like something, you won't be calling your parent each and every time you want it. That is the time when a lady calls the boyfriend, I need this and this. The boyfriend also doesn't have that. You find you are kind of pressed. That one is also one thing that leads to depression. You are trying to handle something that is beyond you. You want to take the responsibility of a husband, and you are just a mere boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Ogutu, you can weigh in on the same. There's rampant murders from university students.
Okay, before I say something on that one, maybe I get back into what you said, 30 seconds maybe. You talked of us applying another method of maybe other than demonstrations. I know of a campus where students decided not to go to classes instead of rioting. And then the following day a memo was released intimidating students that if you don't come to class tomorrow when you'll be signing the nominal roll, we're going to close your student portal. So much has been tried. So back to
so that seems like the only
intimidation. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So back to the issue of relationship. Is everyone may be dating, maybe here or maybe single, but I want to talk over. There's a relationship understanding. We're from different classes back there at home, and at this point I cannot call my mom or dad to tell her that I have a girlfriend and I have to take her for an out, right?
Okay.
But if I'm getting extra cash, then it means I'm going to take my girlfriend and out. But it may be a different case with someone else or with me. So the problem comes in if you don't make your lover understand what you are exact. You should make your partners understand exactly that this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. And if you cannot stay, then let's part ways peacefully. It's two-way. You have seen even girlfriends funding men.
Yeah.
And then you expect that lady to give that man peace when maybe she finds someone else with that man. It's more money
than any other thing.
Yes.
That's where the problem really starts.
Yes. And then the last thing, campus students you're funny, and I normally tell my friends, we cannot be the same. There's no need I should come and lie to a lady that I can do this and this and this, and then maybe I take my school fees, I take you out. Maybe I wanted a night with you, which is very hard for you to come for the second night because I may not be having the same funds. So I prefer you just be open. Be open to your lover, tell her what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You encourage openness.
Yes.
Okay, and Njenga,
Yes.
so I'll bring you in to weigh in on the same. So is it that people at the campus level, students, are they too young for a serious commitment? And again, in line with that, our attitude towards money.
Money.
Yes.
What I can say is I'd like to differ with the point about university students and money when it comes to relationship. Actually, I'd like to define two things, about the age and the money. Let me start with the money. Yes, in campus, money unaweza fikiria ni important, but I want to ask you, recently nilikuwa nasikia kwa radio fulani at a show walikuwa naongelelea, there is this man mwenye anakaa kwa demu yake, the guy is in university, anakaa kwa demu yake, the lady is actually younger but earns more than the man. But now, the man anabaki kwa nyumba and the lady goes to fetch. Now, do you think this guy, okay, when the lady made a job, apparently the lady cheated, of which in psychology kuna kitu kama cheating, inakuanga decision ya mtu kutaka mwenye anataka. So apparently this lady akaamua kuwa na another partner and this guy knew. So do you think that this guy should approach the lady and say what you did is wrong? But remember, this lady is funding. Anamnunulia nguo, anakuja na vitu. What can you say about that?
Yeah, in that case, very briefly, in that case, the equation there is still money. The guy is more of, the girl is hosting the man. Mm-hmm. She is the provider, right? Mm-hmm. So the man knows what she wants over there. What is keeping him over there, right? Mm-hmm. That is why it is very hard. You find the man complaining when the lady has someone else.
But that's cheating. Amemcheza.
Yeah, amemcheza. But at the end of the day, amemcheza mbona?
Kutafuta pesa.
He is not a man enough. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, another thing. He said about the age. I'd like to say something. Haimata hata kama uko university na mmeachana na 2 years, wewe umeacha dem na 2 years, ama ni dem amekuachana 2 or 5 years. It doesn't matter. Age is just a number. Unajua, what matters is the love. Nyi wawili mnapendana. Alafu another thing, one thing, Anilima, students and young people, not only students, vijana hata huko nje, they don't get the perspective ya love and what is love na how to build the love. You know, people like that one night stand. And sasa dem ako hapo, one thing now men wanadanganyanga dem, I'm sweet talk, or you know, I love you, hey, I'll do this and this for you. But kumbe the intention is to get to bed with this lady. So once you understand the perspective of love, what is love? Love is the feeling, the deep feeling for someone, not about sex. Let me tell you, do you believe love is about sex?
I don't believe love is about sex.
But sex is important.
But what confuses most...
We have to conclude.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, love is not all about the sex. You first have to build this relationship with this lady. Mujuane for some time. You build that friendship with this lady so that you can get to understand each other, the weaknesses. Are you compatible with each other? Yeah? And about the money, if it's for the lady, anafaa ku understand now. If it's my man, maybe her party pesa enough. Am I willing to chip in, or are you the type of lady you want someone? Instead ya kuenda kwa relationship, ukijua huyu chali hata meet expectations zako, why don't you just say, by the way, you know, me, my type of guy is a guy who has money. Just set things straight. Be open. And tell. If it's for the man, umwambie, don't be cheat. Usiseme ati uko na Range Rover na hata hata nyumba. You don't have anything. You just lie to your lady. Hauna hata kitu. You know, and unakaa hata bedsit, hata si bedsit, ni single room. Umwambia dem, you know, I have a Range Rover, nimeipark pale. So you don't have to lie to this lady. Just be open. If it's for the lady, be open to the man. What you want, what you feel. Kaini chini mwandike what you like, what you don't like about yourself, about each other. Alafu mwandike what you like. Kama let's say for example, mimi napenda mtu trustworthy, napenda mtu faithful, mwandike alafu mwangalie yangu na zina align. If they don't align with each other, then hakuna haja kwa in that relationship. We'll just be wasting each other. Unapatanga most relationship ya young people,
okay, very briefly we have to conclude.
Yes, most relationship ya young people, they last for a few years or few months alafu zinaisha because of what? Hawaja build that relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
And thank you so much, and thank you, gentlemen, for being part of this conversation. This is The Big Idea. With me on set has been Anthony Njenga, who is a counseling psychologist, and on the other end of the studio, we've had university students. We were addressing challenges that are facing university students as of right now in the wake of COVID-19, the rampant murder cases, drug and substance abuse, among other things. I am Nancy Lima. Thank you so much for watching.